Hey y'all, welcome to Low-Key Lit Podcast.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the Low-Key Lit Podcast. We took a brief hiatus for life reasons.
I had to get some things together. You can see we done moved.
We're in a different spot.
A different setup. A different, setup for the podcast. How we gonna do it?
Yeah, a new little outline for how we gonna do stuff. So
I think the best thing is just to explain Tuesdays we gonna have like a topic that we discuss. Kind of just gonna be like just a conversation between me and Serena. Or me and Sway-low.
Bye.
But that's gonna be on Tuesdays, and then on Fridays we gonna do like we were doing before, talk about like the current events and shit like that. So as you can see, today's topic, the first Tuesday is May the 1st. Today's topic is social media, and we just gonna discuss like just different things as it pertains to social media, like how do we remember it starting and just like where it's going.
Got it.
How do we think it's affecting society? Different things like that. So, I guess the main thing is just where did it start? Well, I wouldn't say the main thing, but the first thing is what you remember about it starting.
Oh, are we just sliding into the topic now?
I guess so. I mean, what the hell else you gonna talk
I didn't know
about?
we were just gonna like give them a breakdown, like
I just
I don't
gave
know.
them a breakdown.
I mean, like of our personal lives.
Oh, you trying to break it down? What we've been doing? You was acting like you was trying to break it down.
I
You
mean,
like,
not
leave it
in
on
depth.
Hiatus and
Not
we
in
done
depth.
moved. What else
I
is
mean,
to
yeah,
say?
that's really what it is.
That's
We
the
moved.
main thing. You problems at the old house. Got something situated, some things couldn't. So
Yeah, we just
I
had
was
to
like, we
get up
gone.
out of there.
So, yeah, we in a new spot now. I like this spot better, this setup better anyway. I think we got more creativity, more of our style, better setup. So, I'm fucking with it. I
Yeah.
don't know about you.
I mean, obviously, this is somewhere.
Now it's obviously.
Anyways, so what you want to slide into back into the topic
You going
of social
first.
media?
What you remember about social media? What's the first social media you had?
MySpace, obviously.
That's not so obvious, but continue.
I mean, I guess based on my age, like everybody, that was MySpace was the first thing that my little age group had, because it was like literally made for children.
Was he?
I mean, kind of.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I know it didn't start off as like that. I mean, MySpace was like legit for like music at first, and then it turned into
Children?
And then it
What's the
turned
age group of children in your head?
I mean, how old I was when I had it, like 11, 12,
was?
13, 14.
11, 12.
I think I got it
That's crazy.
when I was my first, like sixth grade, I think. 6th or 7th grade, I got MySpace. And
I would have been in, 9th grade? That sound about right, I guess.
yeah, like everybody had it. I remember we had to.
It definitely wasn't for children, though.
Okay, so it wasn't for children. Let me not say that. Maybe like preteen type.
No.
Teen.
At least teen.
I'm like, it turned into that when it turned into like us like decorating our pages and shit. All that shit was like for adolescents.
No, nigga. Y'all just thought it was fun and all good games.
My God. I feel like it was predatory. All them sites that used to let you create and go in and put all that shit on your page and the top 5 shit. That's like some children shit. Rank your fucking friends on your page.
I mean, I guess in theory what you saying is true, but I'm just basing it off of the content.
I don't mean like children like under 10. I really mean like preteen on. It's like kind of like it's appealing to,
I guess,
a preteen's eye, I guess. I don't know.
I guess I can agree with that to an extent. I think my first social media was Tag. I think.
Oh my god!
I don't know if it was. I can't
forgot
remember
about
if that
Tag.
was before MySpace or after. I feel like it was before though.
I thought it was after. Because I definitely had a Tag as well.
I can't remember. It seems so far away.
But Tag was like not even. It was like so basic.
Tag was definitely not for children.
Yeah. I also used to have Instant Messenger. I used to do that.
Yeah, that shit don't count. I guess Yahoo Messenger.
I mean, I guess it don't count as like social media, but I mean that's how niggas was chatting.
That shit. I feel like Yahoo Messenger was like the old school group me.
Yeah.
Shit, or Discord type shit. Like that's what
it is, like a Discord type situation.
Not really like social media, but
yeah, it's not really social media.
Yeah, I think MySpace might have been first. It was one of them. It was all around the same time, that 7th, 8th, 9th grade type shit.
Yeah.
I think Facebook hit when I was in 9th grade. That was after
what?
MySpace.
There's no way.
And Tagged.
And you were in high school in 9th grade? I feel like Facebook...
I thought it started in 2005.
For like college students, but like when did like high schoolers get on Facebook?
I don't think it took that long to goddamn transition to
it took a little minute.
But
I remember Talisa was still in college when Facebook happened, and I remember I got my first. She begged me to get on Facebook, and that was when I was in 9th grade.
That you was 3 years late, nigga. She 4 years older than me, ain't she?
I don't know. I guess yeah.
So she was in college as in a freshman.
No, I don't think she was a freshman.
Anyway, we could just see. I'm gonna look it up right now. When did Facebook start? I ain't finna goddamn. I feel like it started in 2005. It was either 9th. It might not have been 9th grade. It might have been 10th. When did Facebook start? No, it started in 2004. So that's what I'm saying. Probably by like.
I feel like by like
Facebook
06.
I know they would say it. I feel like by like 05, 06. 06 is second semester of my 9th grade year.
Okay, fine. I guess.
So, Facebook came, first tagged in MySpace. It was some teenage shit. Like, niggas was just trying to talk to girls. Girls were trying to talk to niggas. And that's pretty much all it was. Top 5 friends. Niggas go to school. They care about that shit. I'm in the top 5. Blah, blah, blah. Blue, blue, blue. I didn't really care about that kind of stuff. I was more interested in, like... I mean, I cared about it, but not as to the extent of most people. I was more interested in, like, making my page look fire when it came to MySpace. Mm-hmm. Tag was, like, straight on some dating type shit from what I remember. And then it got out of control. Like, once Facebook started and people left MySpace and Tag, and then Tag just turned into some goddamn black market shit. Like,
did it?
As from what I heard, it turned into some like what that shit, Black Planet, some Black Planet. People had that shit too.
Yeah, that was before my time.
That was before my time too, I believe. If not, I just wasn't privy to goddamn the hooking that was going on there.
Hooking?
Yeah.
What you mean, like prostitutes?
Yeah.
Are you talking about?
I wasn't privy to that when that came out, so I guess it was before my age. I don't know, but
I didn't realize niggas was out there prostitutes.
That's what Tag turned into. I feel like it turned into like just some shit where.
I mean, probably that's what they all really kind of turned into at a point.
So I think Facebook started. I don't know if YouTube started social media, but it done turned into it at this point with all these
now
content creators. But
YouTube definitely started off as just like random ass videos.
That shit
I remember too.
It was like a couple of websites that was like that. YouTube, Daily Motion. It was like one or two other ones, but they all was just like it was like World Star almost. but it wasn't as violent or as goddamn crazy type shit on there. But it was just like how World Star is just random ass videos.
It was
from
like
everywhere.
just random fucking videos.
That's all YouTube was. It wasn't really like no channels. Like you never really saw
there were
people.
No, right. It was just,
like people just talking like what we doing or anything like that. Podcasts. It was none of that shit.
This was before podcasting became like
music videos. After Soulja Boy dropped, then music videos started coming on there. Before it was just like random stuff like on some Ripley's Believe It or type shit, like, or some look at this crazy shit that happened today type shit, like some highlights, some America's for most funniest type shit.
Right.
That's what all that shit was. But Facebook was like my 9th grade year, going into 10th grade at least. That shit started off alright, I guess.
It was
real more solid than all the other ones. Like,
yeah, I remember I used to like not. Once I got Facebook, I was like, I can't really do. Fun. I can't do what I can do on MySpace, like, cause I wanted to like deck my page out and do all that shit. You can't do none of that on Facebook. Facebook was just like a picture of you and your name and like a
little bio,
and that was really it.
That was about it.
But I don't know when, like, what the shift was, but it was like everyone slowly just kind of like stopped using MySpace and just was like strictly Facebook because. And
I don't even really know why. I guess it's
I don't know why either. Because I'm like,
but what was
the appeal for like the younger crowd?
It was more like set though. Like MySpace was like an Android phone.
Yeah, Facebook was like more
an iPhone. Like,
sophisticated.
It was like more guidelines. Like MySpace was on some janky shit. You could put some codes in.
You could basically change like layout.
You make you feel like a coder on that.
Yeah, that shit was kind of like you couldn't do none of that shit on Facebook.
So maybe that's what made people switch. But I just know everybody switched really, and nobody was really fucking with MySpace. I guess because they felt that it was childish.
Yeah,
maybe
it was like too much like child shit. Now it was like moving. The older crowd was like, "Oh, let's go on to Facebook because it's just more sophisticated." Shit, and then
it was a while when it was still like an in between session though.
Yeah,
like,
there was a moment where it was like
people still on Facebook. It was a good little minute.
I think
about
like
a year at least.
As high school progressed, that's when I like really stopped using. I don't even feel like I was using MySpace by the time I was like a junior.
Maybe yeah.
I was like, I don't think I was using MySpace anymore. I was like strictly Facebook.
That's a long ass time though, nigga. It didn't last that long for me.
I mean, I still had it, but I wasn't like using
maybe
it.
By the time 10th grade came, I was off of MySpace and it was straight Facebook. Maybe.
I know I definitely wasn't using it junior year.
People was definitely using it because, like, that's when all the goddamn Soulja Boy was dropping, all them Crank That and all them songs was dropping. They was all blowing from MySpace.
Yeah.
And then it started transitioning to YouTube from there. Mm-hmm. But Facebook was cool. I don't really remember what Facebook was like in the beginning. Maybe because it wasn't nothing like in your face, boom. It was just like
I remember it was a lot of like.
I remember
status
Facebook when
posting.
I was in college.
It was a lot of like
status posting.
I'm feeling whatever so and so is. It was just like the is shit.
You ever went back and read your Facebook posts, or sometimes when it be like 10 years ago you made this post?
I used to be saying like the goofiest shit in high school as my fucking statuses. I'm like, why the fuck was I saying that to everybody?
Yeah, I was saying, I think my thing was just cool. So after every post, I just be like, just cooling it.
I bet.
I read that shit probably like a year or two ago. I was like, damn, the idea used to do that. That shit was crazy.
I used to post a lot of just like song lyrics from shit. That was like when I was like heavy into Paramore. So most of my statuses were like Paramore lyrics.
If I was writing lyrics, it was Gucci, nigga. Gucci who? Gucci Mane? It was Gucci, nigga. Yeah. But nah, Facebook was cool. Then it went to Twitter came. I remember I got my first Twitter.
I had Twitter.
I think the day after Christmas 2009.
Not the fucking.
I remember that
exact date.
But I think it started in 2008, 2009.
I think a junior. Either junior or sophomore in high school, I first got Twitter. And I remember Twitter.
Your timeline seems so off.
What do you mean?
Because you saying a junior, well, I guess that might be. It had to be a junior because when I got Twitter, it was my freshman year of college. It was winter break, my freshman year of college.
Yeah, and I was.
So yeah,
I remember the specific, time period. I remember Twitter used to be also kind of a wild place.
That shit used to be.
It used to be Wet Wednesdays, Twitter after dark. It was.
Well, no, I'm about to say Wet Wednesday still pop. No, they.
Oh, do it still pop?
They changed it to Wagon Wednesday. But anyway. They definitely had that Twitter after dark, and then some little subbing niggas, tweets. That shit used to be super heavy. And one of my followers. That
OOMF.
OOMF. That shit used to be super heavy back then. But it wasn't really no pictures and videos. It was just straight words.
Yeah, there wasn't none of that. Of course there was, but it was it wasn't common for you to be posting pictures on Twitter. If you was wanting to post
pictures, you was really posting that shit on Facebook. For the
most part. I remember I used to tweet. You remember when you could text?
Send your tweet. Bro, we used to have that tweet deck. Hey, that was social media gold, nigga. That tweet deck download is like an app on your computer. You could download. You could have it create a little window, and then you could have your Twitter feed set up, which you could have different parts of your shit open. It was basically like having phones in the window. So you would have 4 phones in the window. One of them would be Facebook, one of them would be Twitter, and then if you had other social medias, or if you had your inbox on Facebook or type shit like that. But that tweet deck used to be hard. Y'all ain't never used tweet deck?
I didn't.
That shit was crucial, bro. That was when you was ultimate social media
star. I didn't have the materials to even do that.
It was just a computer. It wasn't like a goddamn, like I said, it was either a website. I feel like it was like an application you could download on your computer. Like if you download Yahoo Messenger or some shit. Just a little extra application you could download on your computer. I think that's the right name of it. Hopefully I'm saying it right. But yeah, that shit was cool. When Twitter first came, I was freshman year of college, and then Instagram came.
Instagram came when I was in college.
I feel like
it was end of my freshman year is when I got an Instagram.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. If I only went to college for 2 years, so if I would have went for all 4 years, I think Instagram would have came out in my 4th year, which would have been my senior year in college, if I'm correct on that timeline. Which would have been 2013, 2012, 2013 when Instagram came. But I don't think I got an Instagram until because I ain't no picture taking ass nigga. So I was just I don't even really see what's the point of what's the point of this shit really. But I don't think I got an Instagram until probably 2014. 2014 maybe.
I remember when it was just for people who had iPhones. And I didn't have an iPhone then,
that's what probably took me a while too.
But when they finally let Androids on, then I had got one. And I remember Instagram used to just be random pictures. You could just post whatever. No one was it wasn't a highlight reel like it is now. It was just kind of your blog type shit.
Yeah, compared to old Instagram, now Instagram is a lot, nigga.
Instagram is a whole.
You open up Instagram, it's shit.
It's so much shit going on. It's you can post your stories, you can go live, you can post these fucking reels now. You can monetize your account. It's so much shit now. It's not
promo ads.
There's
all that kind of shit.
There's no such thing as a simple social media app anymore, where it's just a picture of you and words. everything has to be like 17 things
Twitter
at one
is
time.
the closest one, and I think that might have been why I went back to Twitter. I was on Twitter heavy until probably like that same amount of time until like Instagram came.
And then I like stopped going on Twitter as much, and I was on Instagram.
I was on Instagram more, but I was more so on Facebook, like to post. Like I was basically using Facebook like Twitter. And I don't know why. I feel like I just stopped using Twitter. I don't know
why. It was like, I feel like it's like the same for everybody. It was like there was a moment where Instagram came along and it got big, and everyone kind of like slowly left Twitter. And during like Instagram getting big is when Snapchat like started.
Yeah, but Snapchat was probably like a year or two later, maybe. I think Instagram could connect to your Facebook. So that kind of helped me in that regard of not needing Twitter. But Snapchat came. I was never really big on Snapchat. I got one, but I was never really heavy on that. Because like I said, I feel like Snapchat... I just feel like Snapchat was like too much, nigga. Like in order to use Snapchat, you got to be recording every moment of your life, or you got to be just record right now. We about to do something fun. Let's record right now. I don't. Well, I mean,
that's what it is
shit, nigga.
now.
I just want to have fun.
We talking about when
back
it
then. That's
started.
all. What you mean? That's what it is now. It ain't nothing changed on Snapchat except for filters.
Snapchat.
That's the only thing that
Snapchat started. I mean, it did start off like record what you're doing and share it with your friends for a limited amount of time.
That shit was like live Vine almost.
Yeah, it was like that, like
because the clips was short. Like
you could only record like up to. Now
seconds.
You can record longer, but like you could only really record for like 10 seconds, and then it wouldn't last. So you could like delete it, or you can just stab it up for a day. Like it was kind of one of those quick little cute things, and then the filters came. I'm trying to remember when the fuck did Snapchat start. I don't even feel like I was in college when I was on Snapchat.
You talking about like you had left college by then?
I feel like it.
I'm sure, because like I said, it was like 1 or 2 years after Instagram. Instagram had been going. I got my Instagram in like 2013, 2014, some shit like that. And then Snapchat probably came like 2015, 2016.
Yeah, I feel like it was like when I was leaving school.
Yeah, but it took me a while to get that shit too. I wasn't really heavy on it. But at this point, I was really on... Oh, and then another thing, during this time, for me, I was doing network marketing. So that's when I was really heavy on Instagram and Facebook. That's all I was using, Instagram and Facebook. That's it. Goddamn. Snapchat was just... I was just like, this shit ugly. But I think that's the newest. You ever did Tumblr?
Oh my God, I loved Tumblr. Okay, so I forgot. We had to go back because I was on Tumblr.
That's like white land. Like Twitter is like black land right now. Like
you weren't on Tumblr.
I don't know. That's
so
how
you
I
don't
looked
know.
at it. I felt like
there was a whole. Of course, black people have their own section of every app.
Okay.
So there was definitely black people on Tumblr because that's where I was at. I used to go read like so much shit, like stories. Like Tumblr really was like what Twitter was. That's what happened. So when like Instagram came and then Tumblr came, people like kind of like stopped using Twitter as much, and they were using Tumblr as like a Twitter, because like that's how people used to post on there. But you could also post like pictures, like beautiful ass pictures. Like no one was posting pictures on Twitter like that.
Yeah, I remember that for Tumblr. They did have some fire ass pictures.
And you could like blog, and you can write longer with your pictures.
That shit was just like stories. I felt like I
people
never got
used
with
to
Tumblr
have like
because
stories.
It'd be like
there.
everybody on that bitch trying to be a news reporter. It was like reading the ghetto newspaper.
It was
the vlogs and shit.
It was a good time. And it used to be so funny. Like Tumblr used to have me laughing, like how you be going through Twitter and just seeing shit.
Yeah.
That was like Tumblr for real.
I mean, I could imagine. I just never got down. Like I said, it was just too much goddamn.
But
it was too much like news reporting, blogging
I don't
type
know what
shit.
you was on.
I don't know. I never had one, so I was just looking at
Yeah.
other people's shit or looking at people posted on Facebook from Tumblr type shit.
Yeah.
But another reason why I didn't use Snapchat, I was just thinking, is because that shit to me was like more personal. Like it was more like in your personal circle, and I just didn't give a fuck. For social media, I wanted to see people that I see these niggas every day.
You don't care what people you know is up to.
Like nigga, I'm talking to these niggas. So I feel like Snapchat didn't like expound to the world.
Yeah, it's not like a.
So that's why I
like
wasn't
explore.
really.
There's no explore page like there.
I never really was hyped about Snapchat, but Tumblr I ain't have. It seems like you loved it.
I love Tumblr, but Tumblr fell off. And then once they made, and then once Tumblr made where you can't like do no explicit shit, it was a wrap. Because that was a big thing at Tumblr. It was like there was no you rules, could post anything. So niggas was posting like straight pornography on that bitch. Sure. Like you couldn't do that on Instagram. Yeah. And Facebook, obviously that just moved on to Twitter. That shit it did, but that's where it used to be on Tumblr. It used to be like full on, you know, you could just do whatever the fuck you wanted to do, and then they just canceled that, and everyone was like, "Oh, Tumblr's for real dead now. Forget about it." And then it's all on Twitter now.
Yeah, I came back to Twitter probably like 2019, so I took like a 5-6 year break from Twitter down there.
2019, I got back on Twitter.
Like I had my Twitter connected to my Facebook, so whenever I posted on Facebook, it would send to Twitter. So my account seemed active, I guess, because it was recent posts, but I never was actually going on Twitter and like looking at my timeline rarely. So until like 2018, 2019, that's when I first started picking back up on that shit. So it was like 5 or 6 year break. But now it's like that like I never left, nigga.
Yeah, I think I got back on like 2017, 2018, I think, is when I started like going on Twitter again. Like scroll. I remember there was a point where I didn't even have Twitter on my phone no more.
Yeah, damn near. I had been signed out of my shit.
Yeah, I was like not even signed in, and then I was like, you know what? Let me see what Twitter is talking about.
So yeah, I guess goddamn, I would say over the course of social media, the three I used the most was Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, the big three. It seemed like you didn't use Facebook that much, so maybe you.
No, I did. I was using Facebook a lot.
So what was your most used three?
It was probably you have all time or just like as a year as time passed.
All time.
I mean probably I mean, I really used them all.
Okay, but
like
I'm saying,
heavily.
Is it this? Okay, so which three do you think you used the most? You used them all heavily. Okay, cool. But which three? Not necessarily, not even just that you used the most, but just like which three did you like the most or had the biggest impact for you?
Oh, well, definitely MySpace.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it did. That was like a pivotal moment in my life. Okay. That was like a. You know, that time period of your life is when a lot is going on. Your formative years. So, of course, MySpace, Instagram, and Facebook.
That's crazy. No Twitter.
Twitter didn't not in the way that those three did, I don't think.
I mean, MySpace would get an honorable mention for me. But in the grand scheme of things, I got to go with the big three. But so that's pretty much the history of social media as it pertains to our life.
Our history with social media.
Ain't nothing really came out as of late.
Like a new app?
I don't think so. I think Snapchat was probably the last one.
Snapchat was like the last big one that everyone is on.
Are we going to count the video apps?
What video apps?
YouTube.
Oh, like Twitch. Not Twitch.
Twitch at one point. No, not Twitch. Fucking me up. YouTube, Vine, Dub Smash. Promo. Dub Smash. Which other ones was? What was after Vine?
It's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't even name it.
I'm just typing what came after Vine.
But
I bet you would tell me.
Probably.
After Vine. Not that, nigga. What app was after Vine? Giphy. TikTok. That made the
Vimeo. No, not Vimeo. That's something
Vero.
else.
I see a Vero one on here.
No.
Giphy was like, that wasn't it. What has replaced Vine? Byte. I don't know what that is. What apps came before Vine? I don't know none of them. Yeah. I can't. Was it TikTok?
Well, I mean, TikTok is the most recent thing that it's become like since
like
Snapchat. That's really kind of like turned up with folks.
I feel like that's what TikTok kind of do remind me of Snapchat. But I feel like it's Snapchat with the outreach to people. But because it remind me of Snapchat, I haven't gotten to TikTok yet. But
I mean, because TikTok is like all personal shit, except that you can scroll through TikTok.
Yeah, like
a social
timeline.
Media, like a timeline. Yeah.
That's what TikTok is to me, and that's probably why I haven't gotten it, because it's like Snapchat to me.
Yeah.
But maybe now that I recognize that I didn't like Snapchat because it didn't have like a timeline, maybe it'll make me get a TikTok. But I just feel like it'd be too much goofy shit happening on TikTok.
I mean,
but I might be laughing at that shit because it'd be goofy shit happening on Twitter too.
Exactly.
But I'd be laughing at that
shit. I'd be
shit.
sending you shit from TikTok all the time. That'd be funny as well.
It'd be alright.
Here we go.
You get a 7 for 10, nigga. Every 10 things you send me, 7 of them be like, okay.
You know what? Sometimes I don't even be sending you shit because you be complaining about that you don't got the app. I'm just like, get the fucking app.
I don't think about it. But it was something definitely that came after Vine.
It was. I'm looking for it and I can't find the name of it.
But it was basically Vine. Then it was just something that we can't remember. Then it was like Dub Smash, TikTok. I think that's it. YouTube was like the granddaddy of them all. So I guess you could count those as social medias. Periscope. I never really had one, but I remember it.
I had one of those.
That was like some picture taking shit.
No. Periscope was like for you to like go live. It was like a live app before Instagram got live.
So Periscope. It's different sections too, because we didn't even think about when in the iMessage, in the not the iMessage, the YouTube, the Yahoo Messengers category. Then you got that branched into like Skype and all that shit.
Oh,
Skype.
Uvu? Did you ever go on Uvu?
Oh, Uvu. I had one, but I ain't really had that many friends on there. Most of my friends use Skype all the
time. That was only like when the video cameras became kind of like common on computers. Like laptops and computers and shit.
Niggas used to have to add the attachment. Niggas want to get on Skype, they gotta put the camera on top of the computer and plug that shit in the USB, nigga. Yeah, that shit was an L. So I ain't really wasn't too heavy on that shit, but I was heavier on Skype because that's what most of my homies had.
Yeah, but I did used to be on Skype.
That shit, you know me though. I don't like talking on the phone. I got shit to do, nigga. I ain't trying to be sitting in front of the computer looking at y'all unless it's a girl and she trying to do a little something. But
not even just have a conversation with you. She got to be doing something.
I mean, talking about the girl.
Yeah.
I mean, possibly. I'm a teenage boy, nigga, or 18, 19.
The Skype came out when I was in college.
No, it did not.
Yeah, it did. Skype and Uvu. That was like college. I know
Uvu came out later. For me, I definitely remember Skype in either freshman year of college.
So college.
But I was 18 in freshman year. That's what I said.
It couldn't have came out when you was in college because it didn't really come out. Now we gotta look up when this Skype come out.
It was either 18 or 19 for me. But either way, I was just goddamn. If I was
not 2003. Hold on, this must be. Let's talk about when did Skype become popular.
When was the Skype era? Type that in.
Skype era.
I don't know.
This shit ain't
but
even.
I feel like I definitely had it around 18, 19. And if that was the case, I was like, if I had it, I'm talking to people on campus. I'm just going to come over there. Like, I'm not finna goddamn, the fuck is we Skyping for, nigga? But, so that was that branch, the video branch, the just talking branch, and then the picture branch. So, the live video branch, the talking branch, and then the picture/recorded video branch, I guess. So,
yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot.
Areas.
And over this whole time, things have gotten crazier and crazier when it comes to social media. Like,
yeah,
between the shit it allow you to do, between the shit that people do on that shit,
right?
It's just gotten crazier and crazier, dog. We done made it through most of that. The influence, that shit is the world now. See, right. The metaverse is not gonna be nothing but virtual social media. They used to have some of them shits. I just don't remember the name of it. Like, it used to be like little chat rooms, but it was like it wasn't just words. It was like they created their own little world, and you had an avatar, and you would like walk around, and you'll text, and it'll pop up as like a little speech bubble over your head. They used to have them shits. I just don't remember the name of none of them hoes. But yeah, that's what it's about. Social media gonna become, basically. I don't know how long it's gonna take them to get the metaverse going, but once it do go, everybody gonna transition to that. I already know it. I'm not really hyped about the metaverse because I just feel like it's not a step in the right direction. But but I already know that's where society gonna go. Them niggas gonna hop down that shit too quick. But it's gonna be virtual Twitter. I feel like that's what it's gonna be. Virtual Twitter, nigga.
Probably.
So, yeah, that shit crazy. I think influence-wise on the world though is just everybody got. When did verifieds start?
I don't even know.
I can't remember exactly when verifieds start, but now it's just all social media is full of verifieds now, like
right.
Verified celebrities, verified politicians, verified reporters, like what they call it, not news, journalists, yeah, verified state leaders, like presidents and shit. So all of that shit wasn't on Twitter in the beginning. It was just regular niggas. It was worldwide, but it was just regular niggas.
Yeah.
Now it's like it closed the world off. So now people that you would never see is a tweet away, nigga. So I feel like influence wise, that's why I feel like once the metaverse get built the right way, like for real, like what you see on Ready Player One, the movie, like that. That's where that's where they trying to get it to, nigga. They make movies. That means if they make movies, that means most of the time, that's where they either got the technology already, or that's what they trying to get to, nigga. That's all that shit is. That Ready Player One, I fuck with that movie. That shit looked fun. But you saw the real world on that shit, didn't you?
I'm like, not the real world.
You saw the real world on that shit, didn't you? That's what I'm saying.
Trash.
And no matter how fun the virtual world is, you still in the flesh in this world. And that's when I feel like people gonna lose their mind and not be thinking about that shit. They just gonna be lost in the sauce of the fucking metaverse. But yeah, goddamn, I think it's gonna get, because of the influence and because of where they projecting they want the technology to go, I think it's gonna be crazy, bruh. And I don't even know what's the extent of how crazy that can get when it comes to the influence. But right now, they already started having like concerts in the metaverse, shit like that. I ain't never attended none of this shit, but this is just the news that I've been hearing. Like music artists having concerts. Then of course you got the crypto. They said that's gonna be like our currencies in the metaverse that's already created. Goddamn. Then when it comes to like items, like having items in the metaverse, they already done created a system for that, basically with NFTs. So it's gonna get crazy, dog. It's definitely gonna get crazy. In regards to clout going viral, I don't know what Soulja Boy was like the first viral nigga.
Yeah.
I would say. It's been hella viral moments. It's been hella like viral social media moments though. Like I said, Soulja Boy was viral on that MySpace and YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube, they had a couple people that when that, what was that, Gundam Style?
Oh yeah.
That shit was goddamn viral as fuck. I remember when that shit
I remember
dropped.
they used to have like the challenges.
Yeah, that was like one of the first challenges that I remember. But the challenges started with like the Harlem Shake challenge.
No,
I hated that challenge because simply what they called it.
You remember
I was just mad. Why did y'all call this the Harlem Shake when there is already a Harlem Shake?
Remember the ice bucket challenges when that shit was going around?
That shit was baffled. Planking.
I remember we fucking jumped in the
used
lake.
to be planking.
College. Oh yeah, planking, the parkour shit.
They still doing that parkour shit. But that shit was the viral shit on YouTube, and them challenges was viral on like Twitter and shit.
And Facebook.
Facebook, yeah. Viral people. I remember, goddamn. I mean, nobody really. I feel like everybody that was. I can't remember nobody that really went viral just strictly on social media.
I can't think of anyone
outside of Soulja Boy. But now people going viral. Excuse me, man. I'm tired. But now people going viral damn near once a week.
There's some viral
shit happening. And before it was all natural viral shit. Now people chase clout.
Yeah,
they try to create they viral moment. So it don't be as goddamn. For one, it gives you quantity over quality when it comes to viral moments where we just got a whole bunch of viral ass shit, but it ain't that much quality. Back then, it was like, if it went viral, it was because that shit was good, not forced. It was just like, that's just what happens. But now people seeing that, like the reaction from that people naturally got from that. So now people try to create their own forced viralism by chasing the clout. And I just feel like that's killing us. That's killing us right now.
Yeah,
that's
people
killing
kind of
society.
will be
that
terrible
attention.
Just to go viral.
It was a point where I really felt I probably still feel that now social media has become the root of all evil. Like, that shit has transitioned to now social media is like where things can go south.
Yeah.
It's like the love of attention. It's not really even the love of money to me no more. It's the love of attention. Like, people's addiction with attention, that shit is going crazy. It's getting worse and worse, and it's starting younger and younger and younger and younger.
Yeah.
So it's like kids nowadays, like my sisters is viral. I mean, my sisters went viral a couple of years ago, so now they like Instagram famous. They just turned 17, but this happened when they was like 12, some shit like that, 11. So it's like soon, like nowadays it's probably happening at 9, 10, where kids is like getting, I guess, molded into that social media mind, where it's just like, that's the world, nigga. That's real life to them.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's where cyberbullying and shit come from. Like, when I was goddamn coming up, MySpace and shit, I guess it was cyberbullying, but it never got to the point where niggas was really committing suicide because of this shit. Because it was just like, this is on the internet, nigga. We got real world over here. Now it's like, this is their real world. This is what they know. This is all they know. Social media, since goddamn being in school, that's what's been popular, social media. So that's what everybody trying to get. That's what everybody trying to have. Imagine being a goddamn viral at your high school or at your middle school. So my sisters had to start getting homeschooled because it just caused too much problems, bro.
What was happening?
All that attention. Just, I mean, you know how girls are already when it comes to just the cattiness and blah, 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 bloop, 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 and we don't like you and blah, and all that kind of shit. You know the teen girl, mean girl. You know the shit. Don't act like you ain't seen all them goddamn cheerleader
I mean,
movies.
I have. I just want to know, like, specifically, like, what if there was, like, a instant of some sort.
Not really dramatic, not really major that I know of. Of course, I wasn't in the house anymore. I was grown. But, yeah, not anything major that I know of, like an actual fight or nothing. But it was just too much drama. So get out of there before it lead to goddamn physical type shit. But, yeah, kids, that shit. Like, oh, did you see? I just seen the other day. You saw that picture of the girl, the purple prom dress. It was her and I think her brother, or maybe it was her boyfriend. They was holding up guns.
I heard about that.
She had on the prom dress. And he looked like, if I remember correctly, he might have had on a suit, but he might have just had on some regular clothes, like her brother or something. And they just took a picture. And she was holding a gun, like Lee Harvey Oswald. And I can't even remember what gun she was holding, but he was holding a stick. He was pointing it at the camera. So goddamn. Apparently, I seen that shit probably a couple weeks ago, but this past week I had seen that they had got expelled. They had lost their scholarships. They can't graduate.
I'm like, that
shit was crucial. I was like, damn, they ran it up on them with the punishments. That shit crazy. I mean, it was a dumb idea to take the picture, but I don't know if that...
that's kind of a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
Like, you're a child still.
Expelled? Like, nigga, you had a month left. Jesus Christ. Come on.
Like, you can't graduate. Like, come on. And I saw they were taking away their scholarships.
That's crazy.
Like, you really are like, I'm going to actually ruin your whole future because of one picture.
That make a nigga commit
You would
suicide.
think that, like, they murdered somebody right after they took that picture.
But it ain't a good look.
I mean, it's not a good look, but it's like sometimes
like
the punishment doesn't fit the crime.
It's
because
probably
like that type of situation, that type of punishment can like fuck up your whole life trajectory.
That's why I was saying it wasn't a good idea, but that punishment was crucial, nigga. I don't think it was that. I was trying to think of what I would think would be a rightful punishment, a righteous punishment, like. But I can't think because getting expelled, maybe okay, you can't cross.
Were they at school doing it?
No, it looked like they was in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
So I was trying to figure out. That's the first thing I was trying to figure out. Well, what was the basis? But I guess it's just I don't know. Something goddamn politically correct type shit. What was the basis of them getting expelled and shit? But well, I guess. Technically, they shouldn't be able to have a firearm. So I guess that would be...
because of the age thing.
Like, no matter what state you in, I don't think you can have a firearm under 18 unsupervised. And they can't say that they were supervised because all you saw in the picture was them. So maybe that's it. I don't know. But that shit was crazy. That's just a viral moment. And I don't think they was trying to go viral, but it was just so... Not a crazy picture, but it was just like almost out of place. Like you ain't never seen niggas with the pistols and shit in a prom picture. But
yeah,
yeah, that kind of effect is crazy, nigga. Cause like they whole life changed twice in 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours. They went viral, so it's like everybody starting to see them, know them. They getting talked about. They got all the attention, and then they lost it all. So that shit is drastic, bruh. Like, cause I'm pretty sure I had some kids. They probably was hyped, like, bro, we got 20,000 views, we got 80,000 comments, all that kind of bullshit. But now it's like, damn, bruh. What am I to do? Now they really finna hit the streets if they got to. So, I don't know. That shit crazy. That's what social media do to you, dog.
Yeah.
If you let it control you, you trying to goddamn, you trying to chase that attention, chasing that clout, that's gonna be a L every time. But now, it's still good, though, because it's like you could connect to the world. It's almost hard to really keep secrets worldwide. Like,
yeah,
niggas in Iran over here talking to Americans. Niggas in America talking to South Africa. Niggas in South Africa talking to London. Niggas in London talking to South Korea. South Korea, the only people that's cut off is North Korea, basically. And maybe Russia. Some parts of Russia type shit, or China, they might have like restrictions on their internet and shit, so you can't really search the social medias and all that kind of shit as good as Americans can or Western countries can. But basically, it's like we all connected now. There ain't never been nothing in the world that connected all the humans on Earth at any given time. Like, I could talk to anybody on Earth. It started with phones, but it wasn't like, phones was like, I could call somebody on the other side of the Earth, but I couldn't see them or hear them or anything like that. It wasn't like real time. Now, anything happen, say it's a tsunami in Japan. Nigga, we know about it when the Japanese know about it. It ain't no delay or none of that shit. Like, before it might have happened. What is Japan ahead of us? Yeah, it might have happened already. Like right now is basically 12:30. In Japan, it might be probably like 12:30 a.m. or p.m. noon, basically. So the tsunami might be hitting right now, but we in the middle of the night. It done kind of got better nowadays because CNN and shit be like 24 hours. But probably in the 90s, Japan get hit. We don't find out about it till 8 hours later when the news cycle starts, 8 a.m. basically. So it's like now, if a tsunami hit Japan, they going to be talking about it right now. We going to see it on Twitter right now. It's going to be trending within an hour or two.
Yeah.
Anything happen worldwide is going to be trending within an hour or two. So it kind of connected the world like that. So that's a
you
good
definitely
thing,
saw it like firsthand. You saw how everything happened with COVID.
Yeah.
Like all that shit unfolded on Twitter. It was like you knew what was going on in a whole different country.
Yeah. Basically, they stats. Or they
it was
on the ground,
Twitter.
people talking.
Like, oh, we're locking down. Like, that didn't need to be something that we found out on the news. Like,
yeah,
people were tweeting that. Like, I saw even, like, leaders and presidents of countries just tweeting
shit
about that shit.
Definitely Trump.
When it was happening.
So, yeah, I mean, everything is social media now, dog. Pretty much. So you gotta really get with it.
It's kind of like
find your lane on social media, and
you feel like when you are off social media for a minute, you come back shit. On, like you missing shit. And you kind of really do. You might, like, if you're not on
most
for
of the time,
like a couple days,
bullshit, but it might be some funny shit.
It might be some like random shit that you missed, or
It's rarely
anything
major
shit.
Yeah.
But because you're gonna hear about it one way or another, because somebody around you is gonna be on social
media.
But it
definitely is like up to par. Because like even with the Capitol riots, January 6th, I found that I still remember exactly where I was. I was goddamn at work in the work truck, and I opened up Twitter, and that shit was just like, niggas is storming the Capitol. And I was like, oh, snaps, bro. Look, it had the video and everything. I was like, bro, they running up in the Capitol building. They was like, word, what they doing? I was like, shit, it's like they breaking the windows and stuff. It was crazy. It's like being in a fucking history book, 1860s or some shit. And it was like, that shit was crazy. But that shit, social media, or like, and see, I wouldn't have known that. I would have had to wait till I got home from work with no social media. Or unless somebody called me and told me. But I would have had to wait until I got home from work to watch the news to be able to know that. Or like September 11th. We only knew because niggas was calling people.
Right.
It wasn't like we was knowing instantly. Because they told us, I was in 5th grade September 11th. They was telling us like, the towers, they fell, they broke over and fell into the water. Like, it was like people was telling the truth that they knew. It was most of the details, but some of the shit was kind of off. It was like you ain't really know until you got home and was able to watch the news.
Right.
That shit would have been live. We would have had live video. Somebody would have goddamn went live.
Yeah.
Goddamn Ground Zero watching shit. You probably would have seen niggas get crushed and shit, which is crazy. But,
crazy, but
you probably would have seen that shit. So you probably would have seen like all the people that was jumping out the building. You probably would have seen that shit, which ain't. It's like it's good in certain instances, but it's not good in other instances because it's like you don't want to be having people see that, especially like kids and teenagers seeing that and getting desensitized to it. But also you want to be up to date on what's going on. So it's like a double-edged sword basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean when people pass, instantly. Like when Kobe Bryant passed, that's literally how I found out.
Via fucking Twitter.
Open my Instagram, and the first thing that was there was Kobe Bryant.
I'll never forget that day. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
So
yeah,
that's how that shit goes. It's a double-edged sword. I feel like not enough people talk about the negatives though. Like, everybody knows the positives. It's fun. You stay connected. You can goddamn get attention. You can go viral. But people don't be talking about the negatives, especially psychologically. But yeah, you just gotta know pretty much like the pros and cons. That's just like with anything though. It's pros and cons to anything. I just think now we just starting to see the effects of social media. Like they starting to have the documentaries on Netflix and shit talking about social media and the effect it has on kids, especially the effect it has on teenage girls, and it's murking teenage girls. Like I'm telling you, bro. Like it's like they can't. It's bad for teenage boys, but it's ultra bad for teenage girls because it's like girls already got a physical appearance pressure, or at least more so than the boys do, and social media makes that pressure 10 times worse, nigga. So it's like,
and it's like because of how connected you are on social media, like you really are exposed to the world at a young age and way more shit than you need to be as a teenage girl. And like you can see like now the whole Instagram model shit that doesn't help with like these unrealistic kind of like body goals, and it's like it seems like younger girls are looking older, like for sure older than I was when I was a teenager. I was not looking like that because there was just a lot of shit I wasn't even allowed to do when I was that age. And it's like it seems like teenagers now are kind of like exposed to a lot and have more access to things, and parents are kind of just like obviously allowing them to look and dress and act a bit different. I don't know if that has anything to do with just like the generation of parents changing from, you know, whatever that one was to like the younger one.
Yeah.
And so
I guess, I mean, I feel like it's showing girls just how, I don't know the word, inefficient they just might be in the grand scheme of things to the world. Like,
what? Inefficient?
That's why I say I don't know the word. That's just the closest word I could think of right at that moment. But I'm saying in terms of like their looks, maybe like they seeing, like growing up, you only had to compare your looks to other people in your
around
circle.
You.
Yeah, like at school. So it was like you might not have been the best looking or even the worst looking, but it wasn't like you was too far away from either side. It was like everybody was kind of like in the same bracket basically. But like with social media now, it's like, or like even for dudes on our side, like when I was in high school, you might have the baddest girl at high school or the top 5 girls in high school, and they got a consensus them the top 5 girls at your school. But once you get social media and you start seeing girls from everywhere, you like these girls are like mid-range. So it's like I can only imagine on the girls' side, y'all feeling like compared to these girls, like we mid-range, so it puts a pressure on you that you gotta try to keep up. It's like a natural thing. It's just like with niggas, for niggas, it's like the money type shit. Like you might think you got bread, but when you go on social media, you seeing niggas driving Lambos, you like, damn, I gotta keep up. So you start doing street shit, scamming. That's when scamming started. We didn't even talk about that. Goddamn, all the scams, all that shit started through social media because you can easily promote yourself to or let people know that you're doing scams. And I mean, you telling on yourself.
I'm a scammer.
But on the dude side, it was kind of like just getting clout and getting money. Like you want to seem like you got clout, or seem like niggas that take pictures with guns and shit like that. Like that's what for the dudes we want to seem. For the girls, y'all want to seem like as pretty as y'all possibly can. So it's like it creates this false pressure that you're trying to keep up with, and most people can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's murking people. They mentalities. People be more depressed, especially teenage girls. Like the documentaries was saying, it's just a bigger toll because y'all are so appearance aware that it just kind of goddamn put that pressure on y'all, and it don't be good. It don't be good, dog. So, I think people need to take a look at that, even though kids starting to want it more and more. Parents, if you got kids, you should be paying attention to that. Like, maybe some kids could deal with it. Some kids might not be able to deal with it. So, you got to know your kid, really. I think most kids can't deal with it, actually. Some kids may, but I think most kids it's too much.
Social media?
Yeah, at like under high school, really. Like high school might be even pushing it. Like ninth grade might be even pushing it.
I can't even imagine myself as a teenager. Like, I remember who I was as a teenager. If I had access to some of the social media that we have now, I definitely would have gotten caught up in some bullshit, for sure.
What kind of bullshit you talking about?
I don't know, just sort of like, if I had Snapchat when I was like in middle school, no.
Not you trying to snap the niggas.
No, I don't mean like that. I just mean like in terms of like where my headspace was and like my friends and the people around me. We were all very
getting in trouble for what?
that's what I mean, probably I would have definitely probably got in trouble for inappropriate shit, of course.
Talking to niggas. Which is
I got in trouble for talking to niggas on the phone in middle school. So
you definitely would have got.
I definitely would have gotten in trouble for talking to niggas on Snapchat. Yeah. I probably would have had to hide the fact that I had it knowing my mother. Yeah. She didn't even want me to have MySpace. She didn't even know I had fucking MySpace.
I don't know if my parents knew I had MySpace.
I feel like it's different for boys. My mom was like on that shit with me in the damn social media apps and shit. Like, it wasn't until like maybe I got to high school where it wasn't like she knew I had it and she wasn't like pressed about it. But middle school, like 6th, 7th grade, I was not supposed to be on the computer on fucking MySpace. I already
I think kids should wait till at least 9th grade to start dealing with social media, because middle school is really your ugly years for real. So especially for girls.
What you mean, physically
like,
ugly?
Yeah, like that's like when you start being ugly, like your body start being disproportionate, your legs too long because you having growth spurts and shit. Like you just hitting puberty, your feet too big and shit like that. I feel like that's just the ugly stage for everybody most of the time. It's
I'm like,
school.
That's for everybody.
That's what I'm saying. What you thought I was talking about you specifically? No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying middle school is the ugly years. So if you have social media while you in your ugly years, where you ain't got shit for niggas, like
you got shit for niggas.
I'm saying for niggas, we ain't got shit in middle school, and for girls, y'all in y'all ugly stage, y'all probably most ugliest stage appearance wise. So it's like if you go on social media and you trying to live up to the standards while you at your lowest of life.
Not the lowest.
What you want me to be politically correct? So why you keep trying to act like what I'm saying is outrageous?
I'm not saying it's outrageous. Okay, those are your ugly years. It's just the words you're using is funny.
I guess.
It's your lowest point in life.
That is your lowest point in life, basically. Them your ugly years, like puberty just started.
Some people is still ugly up until college.
Yeah, it lasts for a long time for some people, but I'm just saying on average, it start middle school. It might end a little earlier for people. The end time might be different for people, but for the most part, it started in middle school. Them is mostly your ugly years, bro. And if you get on social media during that time, that shit gonna whoop your ass. You gonna be so depressed and goddamn trying to keep up with the Joneses, probably doing stuff you ain't got no business doing because you trying to keep up and
on Snapchat's working.
On Instagram with guns, just like these kids nowadays on Instagram with guns, accidentally shooting each other on live. It's like terrible. You trying to do too much, bruh. You trying to do too much. So that shit be crazy. So that's what social media could do. Like that shit is a tool, but it's also a weapon, basically. But weapons are tools. So that's basically what it is. A knife. You can use a knife to do helpful shit like open up boxes or fillet fish or some shit like that. Or you could use a knife as a weapon and stab niggas. That's basically what social media is, a knife.
Interesting metaphor.
It's dangerous. Either way, even when you're using it in a helpful way to cut the boxes open, you still might slip and cut your finger off. So it's dangerous either way, nigga. It's dangerous either way. So that's clickbait. That what I just said, my metaphor. Make sure you use that in the preview.
What? Social media is a knife?
The preview. Make sure you use that in the preview, nigga.
Got it.
But yeah,
Did we hit every piece of social media?
I think so. That I could think of. Where do we see it in the future? Metaverse, effect on kids, teens, the cloud viral era, benefits, the influence. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Goddamn, that's pretty much it for social media. Our thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Be careful with the shit. If you can, hold off on your kids getting the shit to 9th grade. 8th grade maybe, and just watch. Now it's becoming real political and it's changing. Even now, we in the era of change. It's like that shit is never ending changing every 1 to 2 years. There's some new shit being added. Goddamn, OnlyFans was like the most viral shit of the pandemic.
Yeah. Like, we didn't even talk about OnlyFans. It was just a
whole wave of OnlyFans on all social media. So
yeah,
shit is forever changing, bro.
One thing I was thinking of, I just remembered. That made me forget about what I was gonna say. Another thing.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, it's my second yawn, nigga. It's time to go.
Yeah. It should be fucking called the late night podcast.
Slick, because
we always record.
We gotta wait till Kaiser goes to bed, so it's gonna be at least around 10 o'clock or later when we get to record. So you might see a lot of yawning. But we gonna keep the content flowing, the information going, and make it do what it do. Goddamn, I think our next podcast on Friday, that's gonna be the current events. We might do like a 2 to 3 month current event, because I think our last podcast was in February. So we might talk about like the top 5 biggest things that done happened in the last 2 to 3 months, just to kind of catch up on things type shit.
Yeah.
On Friday, and then next Tuesday, I think we gonna talk about the entertainment industry.
Oh,
that's gonna be our. I think that's gonna be our topic for next Tuesday's podcast. We're gonna talk about what we think about the entertainment industry and all that kind of bullshit. Blah blah blah. Blue blue blue. So, yeah. I mean, consistency is back. We done started working out again. Everything. Consistency is back. Get this money, nigga. Consistency is back, dog.
We gonna start working out again.
Consistency is back, dog. That's all it is. Everything is consistency.
Is it?
Yeah, because it don't matter how goddamn creative you are, or how much drive you got, or ambition to be whatever or do whatever. If you don't consistently do what you're supposed to do, you're not gonna get none of the shit. So consistency is the key, nigga.
These are facts.
But yeah, I think that'll be our first episode back. You like our background? If you like our background,
you like our
give
background.
us a like, a comment, a share on the video. This will pretty much be our background. We'll change the date and the topics, of course, but this is gonna be our background for the foreseeable future, and that's how we rocking. Money Mo, you see it.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we're gonna get up out of here. It wasn't that long. Why it seemed like it was longer? An hour and 15. It seemed like we was going for a long time, but maybe because we was high.
Probably. Probably.
It seemed like it'd been going 2 hours. I felt like, but
it did feel like a good.
This is how long I wanted to go, because once it was taking Kaiser too long to go to sleep, I was like, oh, y'all only gonna get a good hour out of me, dog. I gotta go to work in the morning.
Right.
But that ain't bad. Hour 14, we can live with that. Right. We probably ain't gonna never be going over 2 hours, 2.5 hours anyway.
I hope not.
So we'll see about that. This is right in our pocket. We back, baby.
No, we back,
say
baby.
That Diddy. That's right. Big, we back, baby.
I'm done.
But shit, hold it down, P.O.P. You already know. That was a viral moment on Vine. P.O.P. Hold it down. So,
I am legally blind. Okay.
man, but yeah, I'm out. Y'all hold it down.
Bye, y'all.